Our next category is biggest media fail. Kyle, what do you got here?
Yeah, so there's a guy by the name of Sam Bankman-Fried. And he gave a lot of money to a lot of different media outlets, and he effectively got like puff piece coverage as a result of it. And so you guys can see, it's up on the screen there, that somebody did a word count.
Genius look.
Somebody did a word count in the New York Times puff piece, and you could see like the stuff he actually did wasn't said, but they talked about, oh, is he getting good sleep, bro? I wonder, is he all right? Is he doing okay? And then, they go with the like eccentric genius line, and they try to act like this guy's amazing. And, what I find incredible is that I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm just a regular dude, and something smelled fishy all along to me. But then you have these like giant media outlets that are responsible for giving everybody good information, and they're sucking off the fraud man. Like, what are we doing here? So the fact that there were, so many positive pieces about him, like, oh, look at this genius. I mean, that tells me everything I need to know about corporate media, and that there's a real conflict of interest when they're funded by these same people that they're supposed to be objectively covering.
Another thing is, it underscores these people are not actually even good at their jobs. So Look, consider this. I did a monologue, maybe some of you guys might have seen it. There was a short seller named Mark Kahidas who literally brought a story in July to Bloomberg. And he was like, hey guys, I'm telling you, FTX is totally full of shit. Here are the documents. Here are the exact questions that you need to ask SBF. Bloomberg had 5 people working full-time, literally full-time, to cover FTX into crypto. You know what they told him? It'll take too much time. He wouldn't answer our questions. It would be bad for business. And if there are any crypto people in the audience, I still consider myself like I'm a little halfway over there. And guess what? It's actually the crypto media are the people who broke the story. They're the ones who got the leaked documents, not the Times, not Bloomberg, not any of the major financial journalists who publish, oh, it turns out the balance sheet is total bullshit, which is what caused the entire thing to fold. So it's not just a fail, like it's a massive incompetence.
That and the fact that crypto is just made up numbers on a spreadsheet. That too. That was another sort of core issue with the whole crypto SBF situation. But I mean, there's a few things to say. It really does remind me, the media angle of the Theranos Elizabeth Holmes and her personal, she cultivated this specific look. She was trying to copy Steve Jobs. She thought this would be the thing that would sell herself to elites so she could get these investors in. And then once you got the elite class to start buying in, that stood in place of anyone doing any due diligence. It was like, oh, you have that person who's an investor, or you have that person on the board. It must be above board. It must be above board. And so Sam Bankman-Fried just basically like bought the positive coverage, bought the politicians, and was able to escape any scrutiny. He went on a Bloomberg podcast where the host listened to him describe what he was doing and was like, it sounds like you're in the business of Ponzi schemes. And SBF was, used a lot of fancy words, but basically was like, yes, you're correct.
In between tweaking out.
After that, you're still getting the understated genius look, blah, blah, blah. He's still being welcomed on Capitol Hill and all of this. Mask off moment for a whole set of elites, not just Sam Bankman-Fried, by the way.
Marshall, biggest media fail.
I was glad that Kyle and I were combined for this one because his critique is very structural, like the entire media ecosystem from Bloomberg to CNBC just blew this one. I picked a very literal and individual level. So folks know obviously that Elon Musk acquired Twitter this year, and a individual reporter, Deidre Bosa of CNBC, fell for the Rahul Ligma controversy.
Do you want to tell the people what ligma stands for?
Yeah, so I said this before, this is a PG-13 show, so I'm not gonna explain what Ligma Johnson means, but I suggest we use our critical thinking caps. And once again, more empathy. She's kind of like, oh, just say it. You just say it. This is a story that everyone's just deeply afraid of. It sounds kind of stupid, but I don't want to be Rahul Ligma. I'm not gonna assume it's not a real name. Sir, is that actually your name? Are you actually from here, sir? You're just not gonna do that. So the other dead giveaway though was him having Michelle Obama's memoir in his 1990s, I'm leaving my job thing. That probably was another dead giveaway.
We were talking about that last night. We're like, do people even even have those boxes anymore. That actually should have been a dead giveaway.
Within 10 minutes of Elon Musk showing
Right.
up. This was the worst employee, fired within 10 minutes with his box.
This got picked up all kinds of places,
Oh, it was
though. I
everywhere,
mean, because it
literally.
fit the narrative and the moment so perfectly, and they just took the bait like nobody's business.
Did they all
Beautiful.
put the name in there too?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They were like,
so all the
Bravo,
headlines
Ligma,
were
and-
like, Ligma Johnson is. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
It's
Sorry
amazing.
again for the spouses, girlfriends, etc., who were dragged here.
Amazing.
For that one.
All right, next up, we have worst midterm ad. Saagar has a very uncomfortable one that he has chosen. Go ahead.
So here's a warning. This is weird. I had to be convinced to even play it.
And it's long, too.
It's
we were
a little
debating
long.
the length. It's important.
It has ASMR involved. It's odd. And that oddness probably contributed to a certain gentleman losing the Senate race in Arizona. Griffin, let's play it for the people.
This is a Walther PPK, otherwise known as the James Bond gun. This is chambered in .22 LR, and I've got a dead air mask silencer on it. I've wanted this gun for a long time, ever since I was a little kid. Made in Germany, 007 gun. Why would you not want this? Let's load it up and see how it shoots. Silencers sometimes get a bad rap. People want to pretend that it makes it easy to commit crime or something like that.
Why would you think
But
that?
actually shooting with a silencer just makes it a whole lot more pleasant to shoot because you don't have to worry about giant ear protection.
This man belongs in the U.S. Senate.
Wow. Hopefully you can hear how quiet that is.
I think the key thing.
It's going.
The key thing here is that through the projector, through him losing his Senate race, like I legitimately have like a flight or fight response
Yeah.
to this. Like this feels deeply threatening. If you're scared, I'm like, where's my wife? Like, where's my family? This is just not the vibe.
Hair
you
on
wanna
everybody's
project.
neck
Listen.
standing up.
Listen, unpopular opinion. I appreciate that he leaned into his true serial killer vibes. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna own it. Yeah.
If
people
you
think I'm a
watch the
serial
full
killer, I'm
clip,
just
he
gonna
also
go for
says
it.
the word German like 5 times. He's like, made in Germany.
It kind
German.
of suffers from the same problem that Kamala was having in that clip, Marshall.
Yeah.
He had this thought of like, I'm gonna make an ad. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be deep. It's gonna be profound.
I'm gonna comment on guns. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
where this gun's from.
That's
we're
what those
gonna
people
take
want,
people on a
right?
journey. It's not gonna be like your typical political ad. And it's like, you know what? Maybe you should have done the typical political ad, or probably just not run for office because you're a weird creep. Stop.
Yeah, he's got incel vibes for sure.
That's the nicest thing you could say about him, honestly.
What do you
All
got,
right.
Crystal?
So Mr. DeSantis made a number of ads this election cycle that could have won in this category. But this one, to me, just for the sheer self-righteousness and kind of Beto O'Rourke, I'm born to be in it vibes, this one really took the cake. It's called God Made a Fighter.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a protector. So God made a fighter. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, kiss his family goodbye, travel thousands of miles for no other reason than to serve the people, to save their jobs, their livelihoods, their liberty, their happiness. So God made a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah. The level of ego on these dudes, I just will never understand. The Messiah complex, too. Who told you that this was a good idea? Apparently, this is the ad that gave Trump the idea of the DeSanctimonious nickname.
Yeah, he nailed that
was
one.
right.
And now when I hear it,
You
I'm
gotta
like,
give
you
it
know
to
what? You did kind of nail it. That does kind of
Who?
land.
But who's the audience for this? Are there Florida grandpas and grandmas who are like,
There's boomers out there. who
I
love
brought
it,
a tear to
Kyle.
my eye?
My
His family
runner-up.
liked it. His wife might have liked it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't think his wife liked it.
My runner-up for what I picked, I mentioned this last night, is Dan Crenshaw getting into the DeLorean, going back to 1985, meeting a fake Ronald Reagan who shakes his hand and said that he was the Messiah born to carry on the legacy. So
Oh my God.
again, to underscore, these people who are the most mediocre have the biggest egos, are great representatives.
The one thing I'm like fascinated by, the first ad is 100% on Blake Masters. Like that clearly was, he pulls off on the side of the road. He's like, let's tape this shit. Like, this is it. Let's tape this. Also, another quick note on that too. What I love about it too is he raises a very valid concern about silencers. And murder. He doesn't actually refute it. He just says it's more fun. So the actual implication is, it does make murder easier, but it also makes murder a little more fun.
More satisfying? Is that what he said? Or more pleasant? I don't know. Whatever.
But with
it was disturbing.
But with DeSantis, like that was a team of people, right? Like Ron DeSantis did not like start sketching out on his whiteboard like I'm God. Like an actual team of people like sat in the right guys. We're gonna win by like fucking 15 points, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put God on it, and that happened in a meeting, and it's kind of just like incredible.
It is a trend with the Republican politicians. Rick Santorum, he said God chose him. Mike Huckabee, he said God chose him. Mitt Romney. Are there any that I'm missing?
Pence.
Pence for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. That seems like such a bold claim to just say.
And I don't think it's just the Republican politicians. I think they wear it a little more overtly. But yeah, my mind went to Beto when I saw that, when he did that cover.
Oh, Beto knows there's no God.
And
Beto knows there's no God.
No, he thinks he was
is
like
God.
picked by somebody.
Real escalation.
Yeah.
God is on top
Wasn't
of,
us, I can tell you that.
Okay.
All right, in the next category, we had a unanimous decision from Kyle and Marshall. In the category of worst public humiliation, it went to Kanye West. Let's take a listen.
The thing about the red hat that drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not gonna say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media it went to. We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
What you want, man? Hey, right after this, I'm gonna say you're crazy. I'm gonna take your family away from you. We're not done with you yet. You cannot cause free thought. We have to control the history books. We have to control the banks, and we have to go and kill people. Also, we're in the pedophilia. So,
Even Alex Jones doesn't know what to do at that point.
He actually got him to break character. Even Alex was like, is there?
You know what my favorite take about the first Kanye clip, beyond just like the anti-Semitism and the disastrous nature of it, someone pointed out like Kanye has great comedic delivery. The way he like, you notice like he says it, he sets it up, he just knows like it was a Jewish doctor. This is once again, this is why he gets the genius documentary. This is a man who was like, he's like Bo Jackson. He was born to like act. He was born to
have a public mental breakdown for the nation to see.
The ironic thing is that if he listened to that Jewish doctor, then he'd be in a much better place right now, because wouldn't be all the public humiliation that we've seen, you know?
Yeah.
And
that Jewish doctor was looking out for him, for sure.
And the easy point, like everybody already says, is Alex Jones genuinely comes across looking moderate and reasonable in that interview. And it's like, this is the dude who said Sandy Hook was a hoax.
But he gave him so many outs too. He was like, he was like, you just mean the Nazi uniforms, right? And he's like, no, I love Hitler. Nobody clipped that.
Wait, Saagar, one thing. Could you tell people who he was actually impersonating in the second clip? Because that was kind of incoherent.
Netanyahu, so it's a net, and he also had a
Yoo-hoo. Chocolate milk.
So he had a net and Yoo-hoo chocolate milk. So Netanyahu together using the net. Anyway.
And I like how we're not even commenting on the GIMP mask, because everything else is he's wearing a GIMP mask, and everybody's like, just don't even comment on that. That's like 13th on the list of interesting things.
That's the least of what's going on here. Yeah, I mean,
Baked in.
It really is a testament to, because he's a celebrity, because he is rich, or at least was rich, because we've been told like, oh, these are people to look up to and they're a genius and they're operating on this other level, that people don't see what is clearly and obviously going on here, which is this man has untreated mental illness. That is not an excuse for the hate and the bigotry. There are plenty of people who are bipolar who are not Nazis. But, I mean, you're witnessing a mental breakdown live on repeated podcast platforms. And it's like, what else do you think that you're going to get out of this man at this point? Why are you continuing to talk to him and like just let him spew on about how much he loves Hitler and Nazis? Okay, we get it, dude. Go take your meds.
I'm calling for a total and complete shutdown of Kanye interviews until we can figure out what the hell is going on.
Amen.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.